Right, so I have returned once again today to actually deliver a stream series that actually has been dormant for quite a while. That actually being Bakemonogatari. That's if you get your life on YouTube, that is. Oh, for God's sake, adverts. Why? So yes, so actually covering Bakemonogatari episode 6 to 8, which I believe is the Suruga monkey arc. So yes, this series has been dormant since February 10th, apparently, according to the stream I did for my OI Snail. And yeah, it has been quite a while. It's been 4 months, I like to say. Yeah, no, 3 months. So the easy answer to that is the fact that I got really burnt out during the first quarter of this year. Like, I was out of it completely, but in the first quarter of this year. That's why a lot of series were kind of dormant for a while, and then I kind of disappeared for a little bit. There's a lot of other reasons to why that actually happened as well, but the main reason was for burnout. So I thought to myself, okay, what I'll do is I'll just put everything on the back burner for a little while and come back later on, because God, it's difficult beginning of the year. It's kind of gotten a little bit better. Like recently, I would say I've kind of improved a little bit with the burnout. That's why I'm kind of starting to reintroduce a lot older series. Actually have the motivation to cover them again. So hopefully what we do is we'll finish off Bakemonogatari towards the end-ish of this month, hopefully. And then I'll put on a break for maybe 2 weeks, and maybe we might be able to cover Nissan Monogatari afterwards. I believe that's the next one to cover after that point, and it's Monogatari Season 2, if I remember. Or is it the movies in between? It's one of the 3 options. And then also, probably what I might do is towards the end of the season, I think, which is coming up soon, what I might also do is kind of take maybe 2 weeks off or a week off and actually cover like a lot of series I've actually kind of had dormant for quite a while as well. So like Hyoka, Initial D, and subsequently also, hello, thank you so much for stopping by. How are you doing today? And what's the other series I had as well? Utena, that's the other one as well. I might cover Utena a bit sooner though, because I know that one is only 13 episodes. But anyway, yes. So we left off last time. We actually finished off My Oi Snail. That's the one thing we finished off last time, which actually was really damn good. I actually really did like that arc. Subsequently also, every single time I covered this show, I always break after My Oi Snail for some reason. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really good arc. I really did like how it turned out. It had a very depressing ending, but it was actually also very hopeful because technically speaking, My Oi is actually still there. So I do actually kind of like it. So anyway, let's put on what's actually gone live to actually begin this very, I think, probably long stream today. I don't know, it's an hour and a half, I imagine. So do grab yourself some whatever condiments that people have when they watch shit for a long time. I don't know anymore. Like popcorn, condiments actually, like mustard and shit like that. I mean, can you actually eat mustard like normally without actually having to actually eat it with something else? Is that possible? I don't know. If you can, it's impressive. All right. So anyway, hello, how's it going? How you doing today? So anyway, let's get this show on the road. I actually got this perfect started because MPV is kind of weird sometimes. Anyway, let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. I need to sort out the key bindings for MPV as well, because it says an AV delay for some reason if I press the minus button, which is the same button I use for actually starting the timer. Because she's a wandering spirit originally, but now she just kind of wanders anyway. Also kind of appreciate about this show as well, but above all else is the fact that this show at heart is basically nothing happening. It's just they go places and do shit randomly, but it's great. It's like they sort people's problems out. It's kind of the overarching thing. she just hello. Sorry for the long break between streams. I love how I was like, you're just going at the flat, aren't you? So it is, by all accounts, kind of suicidal to actually kind of go to your girlfriend's house just before you actually have an exam. Some say that Suruga's still running to this day. That'd be the whole entire joke of the series, that she's just still running. He saw the ass. He encountered the MC thing. He got the air twice. So he had it with Hanekawa at the beginning as well, didn't he? The whole entire anime starts with him seeing Hanekawa's pants. So he actually kind of saw it again. It's a circle. It's a circle. I always heard people say that Kanbado is actually one of the best characters of the whole entire series. I mean, my heart still lies with Hanekawa though. I mean, I don't know about the end of it. My opinions may change as time goes on. Who knows? But I still got to give my heart to Hanekawa though. She's so cool. I always see that one whenever I type in Suruga's name, kind of Kanbaru's name onto Google. I see that one GIF from that one episode later on to the series. I think you know what I'm talking about if you actually know. It's like, it's all I ever see. I'm like trying to find who she is. I'm like, oh shit. That's the complete reverse thing I was trying to find. But damn you, Google sometimes. It helps, but it's a detriment. Also very much a helpful search engine. I think we've got a mini one in between, and we actually have a really long one at the end, if I remember correctly. It's actually how I remember the episodes going. She just ran off. she just pieced out of the whole entire scene. There's a lot of good things about this show as well, I do agree. Kind of love how the show actually changes tone every single arc as well. Someone admiring Aragi as well. Can't believe it. Aragi's actually admired. Even actually, when they ever look up the word dictionary, in the dictionary, ever look up a mess in a dictionary, Aragi's actually kind of there. Man's a mess. The casual Russian politics, current affairs in politics in Russia enjoyer versus the oh no, the fan, isn't it? It's the average Russian current affair Russian politics versus the actual Indian IT enjoyer. That's the whole entire scene in a nutshell. She basically just kind of instant transition back into the whole entire scene. So we really want to talk about the actual current affairs in Russia. Don't know how this man does it. If he actually somehow gets like a whole entire harem, or like, I would be actually shocked. That's amazing. Poor dude. Kind of went there to actually kind of study and actually got called an idiot instead. Can't believe it. He actually went to study, got a vibe check, actually now being asked the most deepest question in the world, like, what do I want to do in the future? It's like, I don't know. Just say the survival of John Connor, that's what you want to do. You want to secure the survival of John Connor. That's a good future perspective. It's a pretty unorthodox relationship, must admit. Pretty unorthodox, to be honest. She was so angry, she actually went to an animation cell instead. She was so angry with that statement that she actually just kind of went full-blown animation cell. Oh shit, he's in it for the long haul. So yeah, we don't necessarily have to actually kind of say that we like each other, do we? Kind of love how she's basically like, yeah, I'm not gonna break up. I don't break up with men, so you're gonna be with me forever. It's like, it's kind of an interesting way to put it. Oh shit. She's not messing around. It is true. They do have a very interesting way of express their feelings. Man was lost an eyeball as well in the space of like 10 minutes. It's like, nah, not at all. Not at all, I'm fine. Honestly, whatever they have, I want it. The problem is, I actually think she's serious, as well. Which I don't know. It's actually kind of cool, terrifying. That was such an intense conversation. It time skipped. Senju Hara kind of just did some like pretty cool wording, and that he was like, wait a minute, you're gonna burn a house down? That's what you actually managed to kind of decipher from that whole entire sentence. Oh shit. It's like, wait a minute, this Luther actually conquered Senju Hara? He's like, yeah. At that point you realise there's hope for us all. Best girl. Finally got best girl back, boys. Best girl back. She was trying to actually decipher the laws of gravity by using a swing. That's the study she was actually doing. That makes sense. Oh. It's interesting point to actually include a whole lot of Norse mythology. Norse, isn't it? If I remember. She is my best girl. I don't think they actually have proper male-female relationship, to be honest. Let's be real. She almost killed him at one point. She been difficult because she actually almost took his eye out at one point. I mean, slightly, I guess. I'm untangling it slightly. What happens if you find out what happens if you don't dig deep enough? You actually find out your significant other actually is a serial killer or something, though. What happens then? I do actually kind of appreciate it though, because it does actually kind of, in a way, open up a lot more about both. It's not necessarily just about Kanbaru herself either. It actually inadvertently implicates Senju Hara as well, so you actually learn more about her at the exact same time. Who would have thought he might die by the end of the episode? What is the actual figure trying to kill Aragi right now? I guess we can probably decipher who it is. Remind me of the cat character from BlazBlue. All right. sometimes people do see at the end of their life, they see the person they love most, and actually subsequently also have to give them something to carry on as well. I love that. It's like, yeah, I'm dying here, but take this also. You forgot this. Yeah, honestly, good episode. It's kind of a good opening because it doesn't necessarily just focus on one character as it did beforehand. Don't get me wrong, Senshiko Hada was in Noyo Snell, but it's mostly focused on Hashikuji the entire time. That was the main focal point, because she is literally the arc itself. But I like how, in a way, what this arc does, it focuses on Kanbaru a lot, but at the same time, what it does then do, it actually kind of inadvertently implicates Senshiko Hada, so then you actually learn more about her, because at the exact same time, we don't necessarily know anything about Senshiko Hada, more than what we know already. That's extend also to Aragi as well. Essentially, they kind of just got into this whole relationship, but not knowing a lot about each other. So I actually kind of like that Hanakawa says don't look too deep into it because it's kind of not worth it. And I'm kind of sitting there going, once you find out she's actually a serial killer, or your significant other actually is a serial killer originally, but they actually kind of went, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore. What do you do then? But yeah, it's interesting. It's one of those things that it kind of, it's almost as if the characters are kind of bouncing off each other. So if, say, like, one's a focal point, others might kind of start getting implicated as well. So I guess we'll probably see what that means next time. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Whatever that means. Alright, let's reset that. Let's put episode 7 on. Right, let's put on... Actually watch episode 7 before I forget to. God damn it, Twitter. Stop refreshing when I'm trying to write a tweet. Right, put that there. I love how Rockstar announced GTA 5 remastered, but like, oh, where's GTA 6 though? I love it, it's funny. Anyway, let's get this show started. It actually starts the thing again in 3, 2, 1. Starts the thing absolutely now. A good ass kicking. In the wise words of Spike Spiegel, we do appreciate a girl actually can kick our ass. Yeah, sometimes we actually talk and write at the exact same time. You might just like teetotal so goddamn hard you actually hit a goddamn lamppost in the sky. Aw, isn't that cute? Oh shit, he actually saw the pants second time. Man's on the record now at this point. That's the record of 3 total pants shots. But yeah, this show is at heart a really interesting show because, practically speaking, there's no centralized overarching narrative to this whole entire show. It really is just people doing random shit the entire time. That's literally the whole entire plot. I kind of love it because it is one of those things that you don't necessarily kind of have like, you don't have a payoff in the normal kind of sense. There's no sense of like, oh yeah, this is all going to that one place, because technically speaking, you always associate the actual place it would be going to would be Aragi and Senjuro Hada actually getting together, but that's already happened. So there's no romantic payoff because it's already kind of transpired. there's no overarching payoff because there's no overarching plot. It's only just small like character moments that kind of act as the payoff, and it actually does work quite well. I do actually really appreciate how it does deal with that whole entire concept. It's one of those things that it's a structure you don't see too often because it doesn't work most of the time. Because you always need that. Everyone always looks for that payoff in the end, don't they? You have to always have some kind of payoff at the end of it all, because otherwise it always makes the whole entire experience not worth it. But for some reason, this show kind of has the benefit that it doesn't need the conventional payoff. Other payoffs do work in its own way anyway. It's like me with films. Also me with films. Animation is so smooth for a scene about them just throwing books around, which actually would be otherwise very painful. See, that's the overarching thing. When in doubt, throw shit around. That fixes everything. It was all doing that while also dung on the floor. Snake did do that in Metal Gear Solid though. That's how you actually managed to find Meryl in Metal Gear Solid 1. Let's not forget, she's not wrong. That's deep. Don't worry, I always pay attention. That's deep as shit, that is. Have a cute nickname though, to be honest. Huh. Ain't that interesting? to say. He just literally just said what he saw. Didn't he? I don't think he actually. I don't think he thought about it for more than 1 second, to be honest. I was gonna say it's basically just the monkey's paw scenario, isn't it? Also in Simpsons. So I guess that's why the actual opening is a bunch of... The opening to the whole entire arc was a collection of scenes with monkeys in them. And also the actual arc's called Suruga Monkey as well. That's not a ticklish sound. It says that so casually. She was in the Kino signal. Ocean has burst through the whole entire door like, that's me. I have a feeling that he will in theory be surprised what happens next. He actually got so surprised that she turned into Dora. Is that a Doraemon animation style, if I remember correctly? It was the one earlier than that. I mean, I did kind of cipher that from last episode, to be honest. Oh shit! It's like thunder outside. Wait, he didn't decipher that from last episode? Because I got it immediately. Oh, interesting. I wonder the whole monkey paw thing is actually literal as well. Dead ass. Also a tale of unrequited love as well. And rejection as well. Quite severe rejection. That was a cool scene. That was cool. I like that one. Damn, he went there just to kind of like clear up some books and actually kind of just, it kind of like unraveled into a whole, pardon the pun, kind of unraveled into a whole entire monkey paw scenario. It's the monkey paw scenario. Quite literally. He went to actually clean up some books and actually in the end kind of like just unraveled his entire mystery. Pun included. Cool. That's interesting. I love how she kind of mentions the idea of actually how when they like she saw him like in the classroom lovey-dovey and everything like that, but the first meeting of between the two of them, she stepped in his mouth. She's also in the BL as well. The good shit. I think the whole entire like idea, especially expressing one's emotions, extends to every single character in the show as well. I must admit. I mean, she's got a point. Bike shorts are pretty good at being underwear as well, to be honest. She ain't wrong. It's like the most surprising expose of the whole entire character I've seen in my whole entire lifetime. Also got a point as well. Is that the animation style from the original, oh god, the one about the brothers? I can't remember the name of the show right now. Oh god, I know it's from the 60s as well, as it also came out like 2 years ago. What's the Master's Son, isn't it? It's cool, I swear. Is it the one that's a little bit earlier than that? I also kind of appreciate how like a lot of the actual like literary references are quite literal, which actually kind of pardon the pun, but it is to an extent quite literal how they do reference like literacy with the idea of like the thing with the monkey paw scenario. Literally a whole entire character is the monkey paw scenario. Like, in essence, she kind of wished for the whole, like, having that paw so she could be bisexual on her side, but at the same time, it actually controls her as well at the exact same time. So it's actually not, it didn't have such a good ending to it. Why is he so fucking cool? He's so fucking cool. I love him. I aspire to be like the way Oshnor lives, just kind of vibing in a destroyed place. You don't need any of that, like anything else. Bondage torture. Oh. Oh. I mean, technically a whole entire story actually is very interesting. Also, conveniently also a prequel to Sonic Unleashed as well. So this whole entire arc actually is the prequel to Sonic Unleashed. Makes sense. Among them, sounds a lot worse, to be honest, than the Monkey's Paw, to be honest. Is it Tamashii? Is Tamashii's soul then? Yeah, it is Tamashii's soul. Oh, well, you know, I learned something new today. I thought Tamashii was soul, but I actually had to quickly check it. But yeah, good episode again. I like how this episode primarily was literally a fish tank episode. If I remember correctly, a fish tank episode is when an episode takes place in one location, pretty much. Which, by all accounts, it does kind of take place in one entire like location. With this one being Kanbaru's actual house. So I actually kind of like how even in like the kind of the condensed nature of this whole entire anime, it doesn't really ever feel like it's actually kind of like boring or anything. Like in essence, every single scene and dialogue actually basically propels everything forward. Because literally this whole entire show hinges on the dialogue. Because without it, it's a good show, but the dialogue actually kind of excels it beyond this point of like, you just like, how the fuck does he do it? You know, every single scene that otherwise would be like completely like unengaging to be like the most engaging thing in the world. You pay attention more to this than you would otherwise like anything else probably in anime. It's probably one of the only shows I've ever seen where the actual dialogue actually is like the thing that kind of binds it all together at the same time, as well as the characters. It has actually. I love the end bits as well, they're kind of great. Oh shit, Rose actually goes to the next episode, doesn't it? Fuck. Cool. Right, where are we? Good lord, it is pouring down outside. Look outside my window, it's pouring down. Alright. I can't spell. I've got a different keyboard now, so my ability to actually type is impossible. 8. I'm watching now. So hopefully, if I'm not like completely passed out by Friday, I probably will do the next arc on Friday, and then start maybe, hopefully, the Tsubasa Cat arc, I think it's called, the last one, or next week, hopefully. So, oof, Christ. So, Bolicans, I think we should be done by hopefully next week with Bakemonogatari. Everything else I can find is there before I continue on. By our looks of things, yes. I still have no idea what it means by the idea that it says, like, and I just realized it's paused the actual fucking video. God damn it. There we go. That's better. Come on, refresh the goddamn thing, YouTube. There we go. Right, anyways, I should start this thing once again in 3, 2, 1. Start this thing absolutely now. I think I'm doing the proper order, if I remember correctly. I know Bakemonogatari's first, and I swear it's Nisei Monogatari afterwards, and I swear it's either the films or Monogatari Season 2 after that point. It's one of the two. I'm doing it by actual chronological order. Just like, oh shit. Wait a minute, this is eerily something that's actually happening in real life. Well, it is kind of interesting though, 'cause it is at heart the monkey paw scenario itself, but it's kind of like spun on its head. Which I guess it's kind of like a running theme with this show as well. So if I remember correctly, the previous arc and the arc before that point also kind of had like a very had like a heart, like a very conventional kind of like theme, but at the same time it kind of spins it entirely. Damn. Damn. Just if she did that, Jesus Christ, that would not have ended. That would have ended terribly. And then I do actually kind of appreciate the show for actually including like a complete condensing of the entire arc thus far. Don't get me wrong, it's not one of those shows that you kind of do lose anything, because it does kind of, by all accounts, explain it pretty damn well, so you don't ever lose any information. But at the same time, kind of a condensed version of it at the same time does actually help a lot, because it does actually kind of tell you stuff you might have just missed. But yeah, it's a very interesting spin on everything, because again, it is to an extent the idea of like unrequited love, and subsequently also the idea of pursuing something. Now, I actually kind of like how it explores how destructive the ideas can be in a very interesting way, because it is implicating a lot of different things at the exact same time. Because don't get me wrong, the monkey paw has always been a massive part of cinema and subsequently also media itself, because it was also in The Simpsons. Could have sworn it was somewhere else as well. Like, there's like the idea of like when you wish for something, it doesn't always kind of pan out the way you expect. It's kind of a very, very explored topic in cinema. I can't remember the last film I watched with it, but it's one very recently that did that. But I like how this show's doing it, and it's doing it in a very interesting way that it reverts it back to the very core of like what it meant essentially, but also kind of giving it a more interesting and modern feel to it. Also exploring the idea of actually kind of wanting something you can't actually have as well. It's kind of interesting. I like how the show does that, because it does it quite often. Because the last arc as well was very much like that. Oshino is so smug, it's actually amazing. I love him. a pun there as well, by the way. That's what you should have said. It's like, by the way, it's actually a pun in that sentence as well, by the way. Doesn't sound good. I just realized I haven't actually had this. I didn't put a timer on. Hold on a second to pause the thing. We are on 7 minutes and 38. No one told me that the actual stopwatch had stopped. Can I actually I can do it, can't I? Ah, shit, I can do it. That's interesting. I actually can on the fly put the actual correct seconds. Anyway, it's actually restart this thing in 3, 2, 1. Start this thing again now. Yeah, reset. 7:38 is where we're at currently. Gotta admit, it's pretty much a big inconvenience as well, killing someone. Oh shit. Damn. I can't believe I actually reset the timer and it didn't work in the end. God damn it, I thought I actually conquered the problem. I love how he's kind of like, yeah, I did not realize that the actual like meaning behind the fact that she actually managed to actually kind of win the race was the fact that it wasn't that she was fast, it was very much a very different kind of idea. Interesting. You don't have proof, you just thought about it. It's like, oh shit, is this actually true? That would be the twist of the century. It does make sense though when you think about it. So basically, in layman's terms, this whole entire arc is, I'd argue, dumb boy. Huh. Don't know actually whether or not the original Monkey Paw storyline does actually kind of have the undercurrent of the true intentions of the actual character. But I do actually kind of appreciate it does actually kind of explore the idea that it's not just the surface level, it's actually also what lies beneath as well. Basically, don't die. It does have like, hello! Thank you so much for actually being here as well. Thank you. It's actually really kind of you to say. Thank you so much. Will it be the first time? Someone's trying to kill him and actually try to help them. Just ominous scene. Oshima explains something completely normal, it just like has a ominous tone to it. Basically just don't die. God, Shaft went ham on the animation during the scene. Jesus fucking Christ, Shaft. This is also ill. This is like what at this point, 11 years old. He has a broken hand though. That's kind of disgusting. God, good lord. Those frames. Those frames. Who would have thought? Yes, don't use a normal knife. That's actually kind of messy. It's so casual as well. It's like, yeah, by the way, just use Shinobu's knife and you'll be out there by morning. It's like, it's cut off a person's arm, you do realise. Well, about that. About that. I like he just literally fucking died. I don't think death is even that much of a... I think death would be that bad at this point for him. He just got his intestines pulled out. And he got swung around like a doll as well. God damn, with his own intestines. He's like, I'm dying over here. Oh, she was just kind of like, yeah, by the way, he might go in there. He might lose a couple of intestines. You might want to go and check this one out. Just in case. I think he probably got that already, to be honest. Let's be real. Can I say? I mean, let's be real. She did actually at one point say she's going to kill Aragi anyway. So when she says, by the way, you want to make a murder out of me, I was like, but kind of at the same time, she was going to be a murder anyway. But he's smart, by the way. Let's be real. Oshino's actually like the smartest dude in this whole entire anime. Well, in the end, kind of a core solution, I guess. Besides Araki kind of getting absolutely destroyed at the same time. So honestly, he did get destroyed. It wasn't as if he died or anything, he actually got destroyed completely. Mans does heal, but man's in pain still. The show is good though. I do really like this show. Ah, it's her next episode. And Return of Best Girl as well. Who knew? That means a meme opening next time as well then. Anyway, there we go. That was Suruga Monkey in a nutshell, really. I actually don't do these as films, like as their own kind of films, because it does actually work very well as a film. Anyway, we're back. Oh, stretch. Anyway, yeah. What I do appreciate about this show is the fact that, again, at heart, this whole entire arc was actually one massive mystery that was actually kind of wrapped up in a lot of different things and multiple layers, in fact, that you actually had to unravel like a bandage in a way. It's actually kind of like how it was very literal in a sense, because it is. In essence, you had the one layer about the idea of like who Senju Hada was to Kanbaru. The idea of being the crush at that point in time when Hanekara actually explains it to you, then unraveling it into the idea like in part 2 where it kind of did tell the idea that she actually was in love with her as well, and actually the whole entire idea of what happened with the actual monkey paw. And actually then subsequently also the ending being that it wasn't actually a monkey paw scenario, but also actually was the Rainy Devil as well. And actually then kind of into part 3 that it kind of unravels it to the point that it gives you a different outlook on the entirety of what actually transpired. Because again, it's one of those things that Oshino does say, can you really trust everything she says? Because it's one of those things that something like this wouldn't have like no caveats other than the idea that it doesn't really kind of fulfill in the way you expect. Because again, it is kind of true, the idea of like how does she win a race? How does she win a race? If she comes faster, yeah, it's kind of like one thing, but is that the entire intention behind it? No, it wasn't in the end. There's actually more to it, and stuff like that is really damn cool. I really like the show for actually bringing that to the surface, because it actually is one of those things that is really endlessly fascinating. The idea that there is this devil actually can overtake you, but also then uncover the actual like the long-standing emotions that lie beneath your actual like subconscious. Kind of has that very like it's kind of to extent very kind of Freudian like idea behind it. the idea of, like, what lies below the surface of one's consciousness. And stuff like that is actually what makes this show actually special. It's actually really goddamn cool for doing that. So I can't wait to see what else this show does interact do with that whole entire idea, because again, pretty much every single character, even Hanekara herself, is a mystery. We don't necessarily know anything about them at this given point in time. Hanekawa is probably going to be one of the more prime examples of ones I want to see explored, because again, she is a mysterious character entirely. She's one of the ones that gives you a lot of information, but at the same time, you don't really know much about her. Then the same thing applies with Senju Hara as well. That's why everything you learn in this episode does actually come as a surprise, because again, you don't really know everything about her character. Subsequently, also, then you thought you knew everything about Suruga as well, but you don't know anything about her. She actually has a lot more going on than just, by the way, yeah, it's a monkey paw scenario, bro. It's not just that. There's about heaps of information else in there. I like how it took a literal reference, or literary reference, literally, but then also at the same time, actually spun it, because it was one of those things that, again, if they actually kind of went the monkey paw scenario, it would have been okay, but at the same, it would have been also really cool. But at the same time, actually kind of saying, actually, no, there's more to it, is actually kind of cool, because it actually has that whole entire spin about it, but this whole entire series thus far, because Mayoi Snail had that whole entire idea as well. It wasn't just, by the way, there's this whole entire idea of, like, this spirit. There's also more to it, and I like that whole entire idea. It's one of those things that does actually kind of make this show more interesting and engaging, because it's actually one of those things that it takes what you know, it takes what would otherwise be unknown, and that also at the same time makes it completely unknown to the actual viewer. So actually, when you learn about the actual characters and stuff like that, you do actually have this, like, really, you do at the end of it feel like you've actually learned something. You feel like you actually kind of come out kind of like satisfied. That's why I said at the beginning of the stream, what this show has at heart is a payoff by the end of the arc. It has a really like crescendo, like kind of like crescendo payoff, but more like a kind of cathartic payoff at the end of it all. That's why I'm saying, like, the overarching narrative itself, to an extent, is non-existent in the show, but at the same time, what it does make up for is the kind of like the ends of arcs that do actually kind of have that oomph at the end of it all. And I feel like this arc actually had that, probably the best one thus far for doing that as well. So yeah, I really can't wait. I actually really can't wait to see what else this show does do. I probably will hopefully do the next arc on Friday. Hopefully, if all goes well. So do look out for that one, and probably by next week might have hopefully this show finished off. So until next time, I have indeed been the driver. So as always, actually have enjoyed this whole entire show and doing through, always leave a like, because it does help quite a bit. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire show and doing through, also leave a subscription as well, because both do help quite a lot. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire show and doing through, follow me on Twitter, because it does help quite a bit. Actually will then know when you streams are live and any other streams I do as well. And as always, ご視聴ありがとうございます。僕の動画を面白いと思ったら、いいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。So next episode, I believe 9 and 10 of Bakemonogatari. I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.